Jurors in the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor heard stunning testimony from the man who did the star's autopsy. He said that it's highly unlikely that Jackson gave himself a lethal dose of propofol. He said that Jackson was heavily sedated and didn't have enough time to give himself the drug while the doctor was out of the room.
What was the manner of death?
The manner was homicide. The circumstances, from my point of view, do not support self-administration of propofol.
Well, Conrad Murray told police that Michael Jackson's daughter was like his own daughter. So how will Murray's words play out with the jury? Here's Ryan Smith with more on that.
Robin, yesterday the Conrad Murray trial began with hearing the rest of Dr. Conrad Murray's police interview tape. Now, this may be the only time we hear Dr. Murray in that courtroom unless he chooses to testify. And the focus yesterday was the emotion of the Jackson family after they learned that Michael Jackson died. Dr. Murray talked about how the children were weeping and how he went over to try to comfort them, hugging them and assuring them that they would be taken care of. Take a look.
After they cried and cried and cried, his daughter uttered a lot of words of happiness, and she will live alone without her dad, and she didn't want to be an orphan. And real sad, real sad. She's like my daughter. And I told her, we will take care of her.
Dr. Murray said he was weary about telling Katherine Jackson about the death of her son because she had a heart condition. But at one point, he said Katherine asked the doctor, "He's not dead, is he?" And the doctor replied, "Yes," at which point Katherine broke down crying. Now, Katherine Jackson was actually in the courtroom yesterday to hear this tape, and when she heard that statement, she relived this moment again and just shook her head. Now, this tape is absolutely strong for the prosecution, but in some ways, it could end up helping the defense. You see, having Dr. Murray take the stand, that's the last thing the defense wants to happen, because then he would have to be cross-examined by the prosecution. But in this case, you have Dr. Murray's own words ringing out in court, yet you can't cross-examine a tape recording. So in a sense, if the jury believes Dr. Murray's story, you could have Dr. Murray speaking out in court for the only time, yet never being cross-examined about anything that he said or remembered about the day Michael Jackson